guys. Why are we alone? We support everything when it comes to you guys. We are always there for you. And this is why we Latinos are just different.
I'm seeing some misplaced anger from some Latino people coming out saying, oh, black people, you need to be out there with us, front line, standing with us in solidarity. We did. We stood with y'all in their voting booth. Black people voted in solidarity against that man. I'm not saying this is not our fight. What I am saying, we stood up for y'all when y'all didn't stand up for yourselves. Matter of fact, let me show you something right quick. This is from American Society, Council of Americas, who got their data from the Associated Press, as you can see right here. 42% Latino voters cast a ballot for Donald Trump. Y'all are house divided. Now, to compare, 81% of black folks voted for Kamala Harris. Actively voted against this, what's happening right now. So I'm not saying don't be upset, but maybe direct it towards your own kinfolk, your own skinfolk first. Because we stood with y'all.
Latinos of all backgrounds, do y'all not realize black people are not the only people in this country? You got your Chinese Americans, your Japanese Americans, your Korean Americans, your Indian Americans, your Muslim Americans, your white Americans, and your own people. So why in Davy Jones' locker are y'all so pressed and mad at us because we not out protesting? Folks, we did the most effective protesting last November, and the data proves it. We protested when it mattered the most. We were not out here with whole productions talking about some we will vote for Donald Trump. Y'all was out here with that foolishness, knowing full well, that y'all had a few abuelas, a few tios, tias, mijo, and mijas in your house undocumented. But y'all got y'all behinds on stage talking about some we will vote for Donald Trump. And you think we supposed to be out here protesting, picket fence in hand, clowning like some monkeys in a zoo? No, sir, bop. We did what we were supposed to do. And y'all put y'all's own community in the position that it's in now. And y'all need to live with it.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Actually, guys, Latino voter wanted Trump. They voted for him, and now he betrayed them. Now they want black people have that make sense, because it doesn't make sense to me. You guys, you didn't care when you voted. Actually, when you voted for him, you were against black people, and now you're seeing the guy you voted for, where you wanted so much to belong, they don't want you. Now you want black people to come and save you. Really? So guys, let's dive in. The credit belongs to the owner of the videos. I'll be back with more commentary.
60% of black folks will never vote against their own community. And don't you see how one moment had you sitting here rubbing your hair talking about some we so different? No, you're not. And now you're just realizing you're not different. You're a nigga with a silk press.
Somehow we are always blamed for things, despite the fact that a lot of times it's not our fault. And this one definitely is not our fault.
We stood up for you in the voting booth, where it counted, where it mattered. 92% of black women voted against this situation. 80% of black men voted against the situation. And you got the nerve and the audacity when you go and look at the numbers for Latino men and women, how they voted. And I promise you, they didn't vote nowhere near the levels we voted. And now you have the nerve and the audacity to blame us. You got the nerve to be coming at black women in the community. You got the nerve. We told you there were multiple black creators that told you guys that it wasn't just illegals that were going to get deported who had criminal records. You thought they wasn't going to come for my husband, son, daughter, Abuelita, Tio, because they haven't committed any crimes. They just over here living a carefree, safe, non-criminal life. They snatching y'all up too. And we told you that they would, and you did not believe us. And you made a bad decision. So wear it. Suffer in silence. Wear it. Do not blame anybody else. Look at your own community around you and the rights that you do have. We were the ones. Our ancestors paid for those rights. The 1965 Civil Rights Act, we paid for those. Dogs were let loose on us. We were unalived. We were imprisoned. We went through Jim Crow where we couldn't even eat or go to the same movie theater or the bathroom or drink out of the same water fountain. We went through chattel slavery for hundreds of years, but this is our fault? How dare you?
But you say you helped us during BLM and that's why we should help you? I don't remember that. Because you see, what I remember is that it took a black man losing his life at a point where the world had no choice but to watch for you to recognize that we go through shit. But you have the gall to sit there and blame us when the only thing that we did was try to prevent this from happening. Hey, I actually have a crazy idea. How about instead of blaming my community, you do what everybody tells us to do and check your own? Because they were the ones with the superiority complexes that made them think that they were better than people that look just like them. And excuse me, but why do we always have to be the ones that have grace for people? Because from where I'm sitting, a lot of people don't show us that same grace when things happen with us. Because the thing is, we read the 900-page document. We researched. We looked into things. I'm not sure we could say the same about you.
Now that the state has suddenly turned the surveillance machine on Latino communities, I've been noticing that Black people are expected to show up and rescue everybody. These are the same Latino communities that voted for the same man that Black Americans explicitly warned you not to vote for. This man told you exactly what he was going to do. It was not subtle. It was not coded. It was in the campaign speeches. And nevertheless, almost half of Latino voters in Texas, Florida, North Carolina campaign speeches. And nevertheless, almost half of Latino voters in Texas, Florida, North Carolina supported a candidate who openly ran on criminalization, deportation, and expanded DHS power. So help me understand, is there an expectation that Black Americans should just step in now out of solidarity? Or did you not believe us when we warned you? Or do you feel entitled to our assistance because you assumed we'd always be there? Because if it's entitlement, that's actually psychologically left over from colonialism. Spaniards believed they had the right to indigenous and African bodies, labor, land, and even affection. That same entitlement was passed down culturally, whether people want to admit it or not. Meanwhile, a lot of Black American people, myself included, were trying to warn Latino people that the same policing and surveillance tactics that have been used on us historically were about to be used on many of you. And many of you ignored it, mocked it, or even doubled down on your anti-Blackness, thinking you'd be protected by proximity. So again, I'm asking sincerely, what is it? Did you just not believe us? Or did you assume that we'd just show up regardless? And explain this to me like I'm 5.
Black people stood 10 toes down for you. We put our hand out for you. And more than half of your community said nope and closed the door on their own people because they thought they had safe citizenship in this country. Porque este malditos es unos lambonos para este país. And they did not care what happened to the rest of their community. And for 2, the same people that voted against you are now quiet, standing next to you marching, talking about we're family. Black people know a scam when we see it. And we know the same people that voted against you, they're still in that crowd. And Latinos are finding time to make videos saying, Black people, what's going on? Other people, what's going on? And they're not addressing that more than 60% of their community voted against them and closed the door on their own people. And now that white folks turned on them, they're acting like they had no clue. That is terrifying to have in your community. Before you enlist any help, one thing. Primero, busca los lambones en su comunidad. You need to look for the lambonos in your community first. Because I don't know who they are, but you got a bunch of traitors marching next to you. So you need to start to question people. Because as vocal as they were on turning on everybody else, they need to be vocal right now.
What do you want to tell the Latinos for Trump? What would you tell them to look for before voting in the midterms?
Well, I think the most important thing is that you have to begin to vote your values and your virtues. A lot of people voted for him because of his economic message. And what we said all along was, if you believe that he's going to cut your taxes, then you should also believe what he says about detentions and deportations. And now we have 500 days of proof, right? And so if you don't want a tax on your community, if you don't want your uncle or brother or second cousin or somebody in your community to get deported, then you need to reconsider essentially your vote and take a look at other options.
Absolutely. And what do you think for the midterms? Why is it so important to vote in the midterms? Because a lot of people are saying, well, we're not voting for a president. My vote doesn't count. What do you say to those people that think that way?
Yeah. Well, they always say that, this election is the most important election of a lifetime. But in this particular case, and specifically this midterm election, the only way we're going to change the direction of this country is a change in leadership. And, we're not going to be voting for president, but we could potentially be voting for a new leader of the House. And if we're able to flip the House, then you have oversight, you have the power of the purse, we have the ability to do reconciliation and claw back the funding on DHS and ICE. So there's a lot that we actually can do to change the direction of this country in November. We don't have to wait till 20.
We are these Latino people. I don't understand what you were thinking. You thought like by voting the way you voted that you will belong, like they will include you guys, they will treat you the same, but they will never do that. Now they're hunting you, they're deporting you. They are just looking someone who look like you. They take them, they don't even care if they have document or, wow, this is insane. This is crazy. And to think that you caused this, you participate in this, how that made you feel like every day, like, because I don't even understand. Can you guys imagine that some Latino voted deportation while they know in their family member, there's people who don't have all the requirement document. Maybe they thought like, okay, so now let's vote, let's show up as Latino. They won't deport us. They will deport maybe, I don't know what you thought, Black, Asian, I don't know, Caribbean or whatever you thought. Wow, this is crazy, guys. Let's keep watching.
Am I the only one that didn't know that apparently Latinos were like begging Black people for support and help now that Donald Trump is trying to deport? I did not know this. I just learned in the comment section, man, in one of my videos, man. They said, yo, they was just asking us for help. Now they're blaming us for having DL men in their community. Like, what's going on over here? I was asking for help, man. So y'all know how to go down that rabbit hole. And apparently there's a whole bunch of Latinos, man, talking about Black people. We need to unite. We need to come together. Trump is trying to get us out of here. It's us. Who the fuck is us? We legal. We ain't going nowhere. The worst thing we're gonna hear is somebody say go back to Africa, and we haven't heard that since the 90s. Listen, I can make fun of the situation, right? Because I don't got papers, right? The broski's an undocumented immigrant, but I've been dodging ICE since 1998 when we used to call it La Migra. And I'm out here in New York City, so I'm protected. Like the other day, they were closing in on me, right? They was about to arrest me, man. And 5 batshit crazy liberals, man, stopped walking their dogs and drinking their Starbucks, man. And they jumped at the ICE agents and said, "The broski, run!" And man, I took off running, bro. I've been running ever since, bro. They did not catch me, man. So I could talk confidently out here in New York City because I know these liberals ain't gonna allow these ICE agents to arrest me. They're like, that's our fucking immigrant. He ain't going nowhere. But he shot 2 cops. We don't give a fuck, man.
Keep saying we're gonna get deported. We're gonna get deported. We're gonna get deported. They projecting because we the only people that didn't immigrate here. We didn't migrate here. We not refugees to come over here. We not in the immigration system. We didn't have to pledge allegiance and denounce another country just to live here. We didn't do none of that. We not anchor babies. Our parents didn't come over here, didn't had us here. None of that. But they have. They have. And they hate that. They jealous of that. They jealous of that. Because number one, they thought they were going to be our replacement. They were working on it. I ain't going to lie. They were working real hard to be our replacement. Then number two, they came over here to colonize us. But when they found out that Trump made it a way where we are emancipated people, we are children of slaves. We can't be deported. They hate that and that bothers them. That jealousy and envy bothers them because they already come over here with jealousy. They already come over here with envy. But now they see we can't go nowhere. Now they want us to be scared with them. They want us to be scared of if we see an unmarked car drive past our house. They want our heart to be beating fast, you know what I mean? When we go to restaurants and we see ICE come take somebody, they want us to be scared with them. And we just out here popping fans, you know what I'm saying? Where them fans at? We just popping fans, having fun, enjoying life, talking, trying to get our money right, trying to see what's going to happen in the future. We ain't even thinking about ICE. We're not even thinking about being deported like they is. They want us to be scared like them. They want us to be worried like them. You get what I'm saying? That, and I'm like, damn, bro, like they really are jealous of us. Not just the Africans and Caribbeans, the Mexicans are jealous of us. Cause they mad because they not part of the 14th Amendment. They not. There's a lot of white people not part of the 14th Amendment either. They jealous of that, bro. We can trace our family to the 1700s. Some people can go far back than that. And they don't like it. And they jealous of it. And they hate it. I know it burns them up. Like all the contempt, all the anti-blackness they say about us, the rhetoric, the stereotypes, all that stuff they spew. And that one thing they can't get is citizenship like we have. We emancipated people and they hate that. Ooh, they hate that. That burns them up. That's why they doing these scare tactics on us. That's why they doing all these things, because they want us to be fearful, just like them, of being deported.
Now, like when it came to like civil rights, the civil rights movement, black people literally stuck their necks out for equality for all. It wasn't really just about us. It was equality for all. It was like a human rights issue we was fighting for. And majority, you seen black people. A few white liberals. You wasn't really seeing no Spanish faces. No Asian faces, none of that. And they the ones who benefited the most. Not even black people benefited from the civil rights movement. Let's just be clear. And I'm saying, then if you think that that's a lie, then just look at what's going on now. You know what I'm saying? But even when it comes to like the Black Panther Party of Self-Defense, it was called the Black Panther Party of Self-Defense, but the slogan, the motto was what? All power to the people. It wasn't all power to black people. It wasn't black power. It was all power to the people. The Black Panther Party fought against oppression of all people. Still, you sticking your neck out for everybody who's being oppressed. That includes the Latino community. Now, let's just be clear. The Latino community don't like black people, bro. We've seen that over the years. The Mexicans don't like black people. They don't like us, bro. They don't. They don't. So the fact that they're going through this, and it's like, oh, you know, black people, if they march with us, they can change. Nah, bro. We done stuck our necks out already. That's the attitude you're getting back. We done stuck our necks out. When's the last time y'all stuck your necks out for us? So that's how it's looking. Because honestly, I'm going to keep it a buck, bro. Like, my family's mostly immigrants. Jamaicans, Trinidad, you know what I'm saying? Bajan, Guyanese. Like, all I know is West Indians. And ICE ain't kicking down their door. Because, you know, we had to do it the right way. We had to grease some palms in our embassy to get them visas. And we had to work our asses off, taking care of white babies and cleaning up shit after old people to get them visas and apply it the right way. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't neighbors of the borders like y'all. And that's just a fact. That's a known fact. We had to do it the right way. And I'm not saying not all the Latino community does.
Actually, I feel these people, these Latino people, they caused this, they F around, and now they are finding out so badly, and they think they were willing to vote against their own interests. They're willing to betray their own family, or they thought like they're going to treat them different because they show up and voted. And you know, remember they even launched a song and everything. They were even like, oh wow, Latinos for Trump, you remember? Like, this is insane. And now it's Latino being deported, Latino being treated differently. And it seems like the guy you stood with, the guy you were with, they don't care. And now you want black people to come and rescue. Because you know they have huge heart, they always step up anyways. You cause problem, they come to fix it. But this time black people are like, nah, We are not doing this. We are tired of you guys. We keep helping you, but you don't even give us value we deserve. You keep betraying us again and again. You just remember us when you are suffering. And I think that's the truth. That's the same thing that are happening here. So guys, I don't know what you think. I don't know where you stand with all this, but this is so sad and so disappointment, like coming from Latino, because you guys, you should know better. No matter how much you lie yourself, no matter how much you try to belong there, you know they won't allow you. They won't see the same. And that's why you're suffering now. That's why all these things are happening. Yeah, I really hope like people should learn from this and vote right, vote what will make them happy. So guys, I don't know what you think about today's episode. Let me know what you think. If it's your first time here, kindly subscribe, like, comment, and share the video with your friends and family. I wish you next one as always. Bye.